Hey, hey, we are live, aren't we? We've done it. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guide your community platform. Got it. Whatever that means. Just gonna wait for people to come on. I'm kind of just hanging out. It's my birthday, and I just launched my book today, which you can check out on Amazon. I'm gonna have to put a link somewhere. How do I get a link in here? Top chat, live chat, top chat, top chat. But yeah, it's nice to see everybody. And I've been making a lot of sourdough bread recently, but I kind of just wanted to come on here for a bit of a different reason, which is talking about what the heck is going on in this world today. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's wild times, but if you want to chat and you want to share stuff, let's see, top chat. Okay, we're in top chat. Hello, how's it going? I want to create a space. Ultimately, I want to create an online community where people can feel comfortable talking about anything and being open. I just put a book out today called Conversations with Your Best Friend. I'll link to it below. If it's not there yet, because you're in the live stream, you can search Amazon for Conversations with Your Best Friend. You will see it. The physical copy comes out tomorrow, but the Kindle version is out today. You can also go on my Instagram, You Enjoy Life. There's a link there that has all the information. We can talk about anything. Wait, I can talk about anything. Yes. Hey, how's it going? So nice to see everybody. So it's my birthday today, and it's the launch of my book, so it feels like a big day, but there's a lot of wild stuff going on in the world. And the reason I wrote the book is because I just want to give people just a space where they can feel comfortable and not, thank you, a space where people can feel comfortable and not so alone. Very funny. Thank you. There's a lot of fear in the world today, and a lot of people are born into this world where we feel like we're just kind of hopeless and helpless, and that can be really freaking scary, right? But a big piece of the book is that when you're living in fear, when your life was conditioned to make you live a certain way out of fear, what tends to happen is we make decisions that we think are our own decisions, but they're not actually ours. So the book is really a tool to help you actually think for yourself. It's really kind of that simple. It's like, can you take a good hard look at yourself and not just do things based on opinion or based on somebody else's assumptions, but actually like filter things through your own lens, which is a good time to do that right now because there's so much misinformation going on, and really make sense of things without living in fear, without living in this state of just like, I'm freaking out, I don't know what to do. So I thought I'd come on here and hang out. I want to thank you for inspiring me to get back to cooking. I've really enjoyed you and your brother's videos. Thank you, Mitty. It's nice to meet you too. I'm kind of just here to, like, it might sound odd, but I feel like I'm just here now at this point in life to just share what I've learned. Like, I've gone through a lot of different things, from starting a business and leaving a business, and going through fame and the YouTube success and MTV shows and marriage and friendships and moving and loss and depression, everything. I'm your favorite brother Green. Make sure I tell my brother that one. Thank you. But I feel like I'm just kind of here to share with people. Do you ever have that feeling where you're where you're just like, life makes more sense in the context of something else? Like, just for me, like, just to live out my life, I'm like, I don't know, whatever, I'm just chilling, like, I'm doing my thing. But like, when I make sense of it and realize that I'm able to share a lot of things that I've learned with other people, well, then things start to make much more sense, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see now. This is why this whole life thing exists. So now I'm supposed to do some sort of folding. I've got my dough here right now, doing a little fold technique. Message retracted. Oh, what does that mean? You're supposed to just kind of fold the dough over itself a couple times and just let it sit. So while we let it sit, we'll get to chat. So I'm curious, like, what am I cooking? So I just made some pizza dough here. Pretty cool, right? Made a little pizza dough. Yeah. And now I'm making some sourdough. I've been making a lot of sourdough recently. Which day is better release for you, music or cooking? Music, 100%. I love cooking, and I think they go hand in hand. I think there's something beautiful about getting to do both, and I find myself spending a lot of time doing both. I just feel like the thing about cooking is that it's very more meditative and peaceful and present. But for me, music is this place where I can like totally just channel vibration. Simple. Music is just energy and vibration. So when I'm playing and I'm singing and I completely lose myself, and my voice just starts, like, things just start coming out and releasing so much energy. But I don't want to say like so much one is better than the other. I just tend to find that for me, why not listen to you? Yeah. And also, you can do both, absolutely. I just think that they go hand in hand in a really cool way. And I'm grateful for both. And here's the other thing. I do in my book, so if you're just joining me, I just put a book out called Conversations with Your Best Friend. You can find it on Amazon right now. There'll be a link later once this live is over. But you can go to my Instagram, You Enjoy Life, and I have links to get the Kindle version, the PDF version, and then the hard copy will be available tonight or tomorrow. There's a small snag putting that up. How are you preparing about virus panic? Well, you're looking at it. Honestly, so we just moved into a new house in Boulder, and I love it here. And my friend just got this place. It's beautiful. And so I feel like I'm just out in nature, and I feel like I'm chilling. I could stay here for a few months and just not leave. And I maybe start to lose my mind, but I feel okay right now. But I wanted to stock my pantry anyway with a lot of my favorite ingredients and canned things and spices and stuff. So I have a lot of flour. You're a bit nervous because every school in my state has just been closed for 2 weeks because of Corona. Where's your state? Here's the thing. It's good to be smart. It's really important to be smart and to be self-educated and to take care of yourself. Fear and panic don't help. Fear is a natural thing that helps you look at things, but if you just go into fear, then you go into stress and all these things, well then that's where a lot of the problems happen. So what I would urge you to do is to start to look at that fear. Fear highlights who we really are and what we believe is possible. So if we feel helpless, we're gonna go to fear and we're gonna be helpless. But how can you live in a state where you're just like unmesswithable? How can you live in a state where things can happen and you can still stay grounded within yourself? How can you go into yourself and say, you know what, this is happening, but I can actually turn inwards, look into myself, make sense of all the things that are going on in the world through like a greater lens. When we point the finger backwards at ourselves, we stop blaming. It's easy to be a victim when we just blame. We stop blaming, we actually look at what we can do. We can start to actually make a difference in our own lives and the lives of other people. So the book that I wrote, Conversations with Your Best Friend, I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. Oh, this dough feels good. Ooh, look at that, let's see if you wanna see it. Ooh, baby. The book that I wrote, we expected first baby alone in July and panicked. I prayed and decided not to panic because God already has a plan. Yes, there is a plan. And I'm not here to say what your beliefs are, whether they're right or they're wrong, but I really do know with every inch of my being that everything happens for a reason. And it's easy to say everything happens for a reason, just accept it. No, it's okay to be scared still. Like, you can be scared because there's some crazy stuff going on. There's also, for me, a level of like interest, or excitement's the wrong word, but I'm kind of like, oh, something big's happening. When something big happens, that's when shifts happen. We think we can have these personal revolutions, and yes, you can act, it's like, think globally, act locally. I can maybe do some signed copies. So it's easy to think like, in that respect, but there's so many greater forces that are working. And when we align with those forces, we don't freak out. Self-fulfilling in the stock market. It's not really necessary to stock food, but because everyone is panicking, it might be, it's interesting. So when we start to align with who we actually are and why we're here and what we're connected to, not from the ego state, then great things start to happen. Because what's funny is the ego says, you know what, I need to look out for myself, I need to protect myself, everybody else is doing that, and I need to go into fear and panic and read the headlines and go crazy and whatever. And it's just ego, I need to protect myself. But the ego is the false identity. So when we kill the ego, that's really the death that needs to happen. It's the dying of the ego. It's the dying of the false self. The book I wrote is really all about that. It's like, how do you create more connection by looking at the false self and dissolving the false self. Have you been punching things again? Clam smasher, hey fella. Punching thing? I'm always punching the air. I love, whoo! My first video saw from you was beginning guide to cooking. I like that video. Yeah, that was a good video. The comments keep like disappearing kind of quickly. Wait, what is your plan for your channel? Nothing to stress is asking. There you go. My plan, it's kind of the no plan. What to take from what some call coincidence, but we may see as recurring for us, see or learn. To me, everything happens in patterns. Life is symbolism. It's just like, we think the world is this solid place, and it's not. There's a great book called The Holographic Universe that gets into this. You can also study quantum physics. We see things on the material level, on the ego level, And when we actually get away from that level, we realize there's something so much more, that we're being guided by much greater forces. Well, then we don't have to freak out so much. We can actually let go of some control and have some level of trust. It's good to be smart. It's good to be educated. It's good to think for yourself. But when you see patterns in the world, to me, anytime I see patterns, when I see like certain numbers or things seem to be coincidental, no, it's just a reminder to me that everything is here exactly as it needs to be. Every little morsel of reality is placed exactly where it needs to be here. So I'm coming on to do this live stream because I want to remind you that if you're feeling stressed or scared or alone right now, like I'm going to be doing a lot of this kind of stuff. Someone wants to know my plan for my channel. My plan is to create more online engagement, not to get you sucked into this world, but to actually help you go inwards. And then maybe go outside, like to go actually out into nature. You're like, you know what? I need to like actually start doing things, whether that's journaling or getting outside more, just standing outside, putting your feet in the grass and just standing there. I don't want you to get sucked in some YouTube wormhole. I don't want you to get sucked in some Netflix binge just to check out. We have this time where we can go inward right now. If you're being quarantined and you need to stay home, okay, stay home and sit with yourself. For 10 days, when I was in Topanga Canyon last month, or in January, I got this really bad thing. It would just cover my body with burns. It was like really weird. And you know, I first went to fear. I basically woke up within a few days. I started to see little rashes. Within a few days, my whole body was covered. My arm had these huge, like burn looking like allergic reaction welts. My legs, my eyes swelled up. But instead of just going to fear, instead of just going to panic, you know what I did? I said, okay, this is happening. And I need to sit with this. And I knew that was right for me. Some people might say, hey, I need to, you know, go to a doctor. And of course, that's cool if that's what you want to do. But for me, I just knew I needed to sit and I had to take care of myself. And I sat with self-care, which is not something that I do very often. And I just chilled and I took baths every day and I read and I meditated and I finished my book and I just relaxed and my body healed itself. And again, I'm not trying to compare that to coronavirus. It's a very different thing. I do not watch anime. No, I don't watch much anymore. I create a lot more. I guess I'm too busy creating. So yeah, the plan of this channel is like I wanna help people. I'm gonna wash my hands if you guys don't mind. This is a crazy sink. I mean, at first I was like, that's ridiculous. This is not my house. But when you're always covered in stuff, it's kind of nice actually. Take a step back and decide on your reactions. Yeah, how do you actually, so I want to express this again. So if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm making some sourdough bread right now and just making some pizza dough and just kind of cooking and hanging out, but really just here to talk. And so it's my birthday today and I released the book on my birthday. And income from home besides YouTube. There's plenty of ways to make income from home. Figure out what you're good at and how you can share that with people. It's really that simple. So yeah, today, birthday day, I released my book, Conversations with Your Best Friend. I would love you to check it out. The Kindle version, PDF are available right now. You can go on Amazon or go on if you go to my Instagram, You Enjoy Life, there's a link in my bio that has all the information where you can buy it. The hard copy will be out tonight or tomorrow. But the book is really just about, like I want it to feel like you're having a conversation with someone where you're able to go deep and be vulnerable and be honest. Because when we create a space in the world and we stop judging people and we let people actually be who they are and express themselves, we start to realize that we're not so different. You know, and that's a huge piece. I just want that to sink in. We're not so different. It's easy to have opinions and form ideas and fight and this is right and that's right. It's like, but they're still just opinions. And when we start looking at ourselves and stop blaming other people from the outside and pointing the finger backwards at who we are, that's when the work begins. So I'm gonna, because this is live, different people are coming on, I'm gonna keep reminding you. Is the title, no, somebody asked me that yesterday. The title has nothing to do with Conversations with God. I've never read that book. I actually didn't even know what that book was until like a couple weeks ago, and somebody said, hey, they said basically what you said. And so no, the answer is 100% no, it has nothing to do with that book. I love how much you seem to cause everything to wait. How do I see that? I made it. How do I find, I'm kind of new to this whole thing. Message delete, I did not mean to delete your message if that's what happened. Maybe this is distorted, but that's how I feel about yours. Can you write that, Kotama Kasia? Can you write that again? I didn't see it. For some reason it deleted. So the question is, how do you feel liking yourself and how your perspective shifted on that matter? How do you feel liking yourself? If I totally get the question. I don't exist as an individual self. Um, I love how much you seem, YouTube just seems to be as it seems to be. How much you seem to just like yourself and to be chill within your own skin. Yes. Here's a cool, okay, this is the best part. Thank you for asking that question. This is a huge part of my book that even just this idea comes across when you read the book, it will be worth it. So, okay. I'm going to talk about self-doubt, and there's a whole chapter about this. So it's easy, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had self-doubt before? I'm guessing the answer is probably yes, right? You've doubted yourself. You've lacked self-confidence issues, self-esteem issues. Well, there's a little key to this that changes everything, and it's fucking amazing. Sorry for cursing, but not sorry, it's just a word. So if you're having self-doubt, it's easy to assume that I need to have more self-love. Right? If I'm lacking in self-confidence, I need to have more self-confidence. If I have self-esteem issues, I need to build myself up and be happier and stuff. It's very easy to make that assumption. There's lots of great books about how to love yourself more, how to be more confident, be more happy, and I'm sure that those have their own merits. So let me just stretch my back. Oh, that feels good. That's the best stretch ever. Oh my God. And they have their merits. They absolutely do. And if they work for you, great. But if you're still getting stuck and you've read the self-help books and tried to do all the things, let me explain a perception that might start to make more sense for you. So rather than trying to help the self that's doubting, rather recognize that self that's doubting is a false self. This person the you that you think you are isn't real. It's a character that you're playing, that you're conditioned to believe based on fear, based on all these ideas that people are telling you is the way to be. Your whole life, that you're we think we have free will, but we're conditioned to so much fear and other people's assumptions that we actually don't know who we really are. So instead of trying to build up the false self, destroy the self, dissolve the self, look at that self, look at your assumptions about the world, look at the things that you believe to be true that are holding you back, and start to let them grow. Because when we let them go, when we let go of the crap and the bullshit that's been holding us, preach, when we let go of the crap and the bullshit that's been holding us back all our life, well then naturally all the things that we're looking for, the self-doubt just lifts, the love just comes in, the trust comes in. I skateboard all the time. Yeah, I have a little penny board, I love it. It's funny with live because there's all these questions coming in. I want to answer them all, but I'm also stuck on this one. So if you're having issues with not liking yourself, I could do a TED Talk or I could just talk to you here. And everyone's telling you the same. Sometimes I feel weird when people say, hey, don't be sad. These people have it worse than you because I feel like I'm supposed to find happiness. Yes, that's a great example. Everything's relative. And if somebody just says that, okay, don't be sad. You got to look on the bright side. No. So just denying that is yourself. There's a lot of contradiction. There's a lot inherent contradictions to what I say because I'm using words and in the context of our language, they can only hold so much. Let me just make that very clear. It's a big part of the book that I just put out. Again, if you're just joining us, Conversations with Your Best Friend, find it on Amazon or go to my Instagram, You Enjoy Life, and you can find the links there. Inherently in our world, we have contradictions because our society and our world is based on a lot of things that are weird that don't make sense. So trying to explain in words things that are bigger than words is challenging. So just try not to hold on to the words too tight. But let me just go back to this point. So if you are struggling with self-doubt, if you're feeling self-doubt or you don't like yourself, that person that you don't like isn't you. It's like depression. I did a video on depression. People think that they're depressed and that's just the state that they're in and it's just a chemical thing. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to say what the chemical side is. But what has helped me and helped a lot of people that I know is actually looking at that depression. Because depression is kind of like this deep state of rest. There's this guy, Jeff Foster, that talks about it. When we're depressed, we go into this deep, heavy state of rest. You shouldn't judge a diabetic for taking insulin, but people do judge people with depression who take. If a person with a broken leg to go out and enjoy football. Yeah. Listen, all comes down to thinking for yourself. So if you're struggling with depression, Jeff Foster says the word depression is rooted in deep rest, right? So this concept that when we're putting in so much energy to be, if depression sucks, I've struggled with it a long time. I'm grateful to not be in that state anymore because I just have a different perspective on it. When we're spending so much energy trying to keep up this version of ourselves, this false version, this illusion of I'm good, I'm happy, I'm passionate, I like my job, and whatever, we put in so much energy to being this person, to fitting in, that we end up becoming depressed because it takes so much energy to be this false person, because it's not really you, so it takes up so much energy, and you end up feeling depressed and heavy and like you're in this deep state of rest and just kind of, the body's natural response to living life bullshit. So when we look at that, don't try to run from the depression. Go into the depression. What is it trying to tell you? Is my family worried about me? No, my family gets it. It took them a long time, but you know, they come around. I'm not worried about me. So a lot of this really goes back to this question that somebody asked a few minutes ago about liking yourself. The reason I'm happy and feel grounded is because I know who and what I am. And I'm much greater than even this person. You know, as I changed my name to Joshua, if you don't know that. It just felt right. But I don't. You can call me whatever you want. Pronouns, I don't care about those things. It just felt right, like I wanted to make a tiny shift, and it felt more in flow with myself. But I'm just a character. I pick up an ego so that I can talk to you guys. I know that I'm much greater than that. I know that the character that I'm creating and my quirks and my personality and stuff, that's not me, that I'm infinite, that we're all connected, that we're all one. And so instead of trying to like myself, I just recognize that I'm one with everything. You know, I don't need to like myself. I don't need to love myself even, because it's not about, it just naturally happens when I'm living in alignment with who I am. And I'm not so caught up in, am I doing this right, am I doing that right? Because I've done enough digging in my own life to know who I am, which essentially is nothing, which is amazing. But I know where my heart is, I know what I'm doing here, I'm very clear on what I love to do. So I'm not trying to impress anybody. The book that I just wrote, I'm not trying to gate praise and impress people and make lots of money and be famous, because those things, they mean literally nothing to me. I just felt called to write the book because I know what it's like to be in a place where one day you wake up and you realize that the world is a bunch of bullshit, and that it's like you're living in the matrix in this false world, and everyone around you is like a robotic character. Maybe they seem happy, or maybe they seem weird, and you're like, am I the weird one? Because everybody else seems to be okay with life, and it can be really sad and scary. And I know what it's like to be in that place, because I was there. I was in a place for a long time in my life where I felt so alone. I just lost, whoever just wrote this is a controversial topic. Can you type that comment again? How do you see the comments? How do you wait, this is a controversial topic. How can one judge on the life of another human and say that they have it better or worse? There are a lot of people around me that should be happy, but they aren't. Yeah, that's a great example. It's like this idea of like privilege, right? Like, oh, if you're privileged, you should be happy because you have it so good. But it's all relative. You know, you can be the wealthiest person in the world and be miserable, and you can be the poorest person in the world and be happy. And I've seen that. I know very wealthy people that are freaking miserable. And they thought that because they had money that they would be happy, and guess what? They're not happy. So, in regards to that, I just want to remind you that there is no one right way to live. And a lot of this is like step one, literally, know thyself. I'm just folding some bread right now. Know thyself. How do you get motivated to do things when nothing really matters? Easier to sit in front of the TV. Bullshit. 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 I'm going to tell you. There's a difference between this kind of somber, depressed, nothing matters, do nothing. And there's a difference between that, the depressive state of the hopelessness, which I've been there before. Is medicating legal? What does that even mean? You mean marijuana? Yes. What do you think was the most difficult decision you've ever made in your life that you never changed? Maybe leaving my marriage, leaving my business. But they were the easiest decisions to make once I saw clearly that they weren't aligned with me anymore. I don't make decisions anymore in life. Things happen and they become very obvious. I know the answer. I just lost, there was a comment that I was responding to. Controversial topic, judge people. How do you stay motivated? Okay, yes, motivated. How do you stay motivated? This is a great question. Because I'm not attached to what is. And this doesn't just happen. You can't just say, screw life, and if you have a job right now, you can't just maybe you can, but I'm not telling you just to walk out and say screw everything and go F you to your boss. I've been doing this for over 10 years, so it's been a long process, but it's like any investment. It starts now, and you'll look back in 10 years and be like, wow, I'm so glad I started choosing truth over all the bullshit in life, because it's led me to this new place. And I still get down, I've still gotten lost in all these things. So, yes, herb medications has no side effects. I mean, it depends how you look at it. The only thing that matters right now is that I'm sending you a big hug. And thank you, that's very sweet. So it's easy to just sit in front of the TV and do nothing and waste away at life. And I've had many times when I've been totally on that wave, and I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm over. I'm done. There's no point to life anymore. I'm just going to waste away. But when I'm not attached to the outcomes, when I'm not trying to impress people or trying to do things out of material ego stuff, Well, I just naturally I gravitate to things that are fun. Yeah, movement. Like, I just love dancing, so when I feel inspired, I just start dancing. What's the difference between clinical depression and enlightenment? Both using illusion. Do you know what enlightenment is? It's really funny. Yeah, let's kick it. You want to jam? Let's play a song. What do you say? I love this. I might never make a YouTube video again. I might just go live. I can't believe all these freaking years. What was I thinking? All right, let's play a song. Definitely spend time with family. I like this question. Hard question. What's the difference between clinical derealization, depersonalization, and enlightenment? I mean, they're just words. Enlightenment is actually the simplest thing ever. People think it's this big word and you have to spend years, becoming a guru or studying under these enlightened gurus and sages. And it's a funny one, though, because it's not true. Enlightenment is really simple. Enlightenment is just waking up to truth. It's really simple. Yeah. Are you foraging for foods? Yeah, sure. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, so enlightenment is just waking up to truth. Think about it like waking up from the Matrix. When Neo woke up and he realized that, oh my God, things aren't the way I thought they were. And enlightenment doesn't mean, that's the end of the journey. It's kind of just the beginning in some ways, because then it just becomes about how do you actually look at yourself and start to strip away all the bull crap, How do you do that? And if you want to join in with me, you can play with me. It'd be really fun. How do I make a living now? Well, I made some money from Brothers Green. That helps. I'm chilling. I work. I do a lot. I consult for people on YouTube. So if you want to make your own channel, you don't know how. People consider me an expert now or something. So, and I feel pretty good in my knowledge. So people pay me to learn how to make YouTube channels and do it authentically. That's the key thing. I want to help people find their authentic voice and share authentically, not get into YouTube burnout. I also do mentorship. So if you're looking for just one-on-one mentorship for guidance in life, I do that. So you can always shoot me an email, youenjoylifemusic@gmail.com. I just put out a book today, so maybe that'll make you some money, maybe not. I don't care. If you are just joining me, this is kind of a celebration of my birthday today and my book launch. Happy Friday the 13th, my favorite day. The book is called Conversations with Your Best Friend, and it is out on Amazon. You can find it there. The hard copy will be out tonight or tomorrow, but the Kindle version is out. You can also buy it through my Instagram at YouEnjoyLife. What should we play? Does somebody want to give me a chord or two and a song, a topic, and I'll just sing about it? Positivity, toxic positivity. I'm 35 years old, believe it or not. Isn't that cool? I feel better than ever. 35 years old. And I feel the healthiest I've ever felt. I feel the strongest, the smartest, it's the best, the happiest. It's crazy. About the false self, really thing, and the illusion we want to keep up with to be better. How you distinguish this illusion from your own ambitions. Something with D7. Yeah. Let's sing about illusion. Sing about the sun shining. It's gray here, but I will. In the illusion. The sun is shining, the birds and the bees. My life is enlightening, 'cause I see the trees. And if you don't follow, then I will not lead. But as the sun's shining, it's shining, so I see that my life is a release from fear, to get out of my head. Get my hair is where my strength comes from. There you go. And make the ego dead, 'cause the sun is shining. Yeah, life is so true. Yeah, it is enlightening. You know I love you. And I sit and I wait for the day I will say everything. Come on back to the time that you lack, and just know that you're loved and you're free to do what you want. So be kind, don't be cruel, and the message will stay. You're not a fool. I like singing stuff. Oh yeah. Play Wonderwall. I would get flagged if I tried to play Wonderwall, actually. Not that I have any interest in playing Wonderwall. I just like having fun. I've been playing so much recently and just make up songs, you know? What's the song? Oh, I wrote a song recently that's been really nice. You were totally just jamming. I'm gonna play a song. It's C, so it's C to D minor, A minor. Look, 13 thumbs up, I like that. If you're just joining us, welcome. It's a little Joshua birthday celebration. Joshua, Yashua, whatever you want to call me, I forget sometimes. You were born on March 13th, but was it a Friday? I don't think I was born on a Friday, but I turned 13 on Friday the 13th. It was a crazy day. So I'm going to play you a song, and you can sing along with me. It's C, D minor, A minor, F. You can, you can bop on the table, you can dance, you can do whatever you want. Music is not just about the playing, it's about the whole thing. Life is everything you wish you had turned over differently. Is there anything, if you look back, no, everything's perfect. I don't know, here's the cool thing about life is, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's the mystery that's fun. I'm totally free. There is no me. I don't exist. I've dissolved my character enough. I only seem to have an ego because I've recognized that I need to pick up a costume to speak just to kind of interact with you, but I just exist in harmony with everything. It's crazy. And I'm completely sober right now. If you think I'm high, I'm not. Would you perfectly play every instrument in the world? Would you rather be able to perfectly play every instrument? For sure. But although, maybe the language thing, because I can play most instruments already, so I feel like I wouldn't need that skill, you know what I mean? The language thing is a little challenging for me. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, and pick up my book, check it out. It's only, you can get it on Kindle, my book, for like $3.31. I was gonna do $3.13, but I did $3.31. But yeah, check it out, Conversation with Your Best Friend. Especially if you're stuck inside, read that book, it's gonna help you so much, I promise you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Do you ever think that being so accepting of everything limits your potential? That's silly, no. I don't have to accept everything, I'm just aware that everything is as it's meant to be. I went to Peru, I've always felt called to Peru. It's a thing, I don't make decisions. It's hard to explain from this point of view, but I don't make decisions anymore. Things just make sense, they happen. It's like, I don't look like, do I want to do this or this, and I make a pros and cons. So, look, 3, 3, 1, 3. I love the numbers. That was just a lifetime. I don't make lists of pros and cons. When I know something, I know something. So if something isn't clear, if an answer isn't clear, I'm not going to make a decision until I know it's clear. That's been something that's very, very important to me these days. It's if it's not clear yet, just sit back and wait, and eventually it'll become clear. Because I'm not do I want this or that? Maybe chicken or, tofu or something, but even those I rarely make. I just open the fridge and I know what I want. But it's rare that I sit around and make decisions because there's no this or that. There's just the way. And once you see clearly what the answer is, there's no choosing. It just is the only way. So I think I'm gonna play this song now. And if I don't get to your question, just ask me again a little bit. Stuck up on you. I know life is always upon you, and sometimes when I'm not around, I have life I never want to be found. I wanna see you shine. I wanna see you shine. market. Funny enough, because money's been a little bit slower recently from divorce and all these things, I started pulling a lot of my money out of the stock market in the last few months. So, worked out for me okay. How do you deal with getting dumped? First off, process it. What does it feel like to get dumped? Here's the thing. It's not about being like happy. I can know that I need to do something, I want to do it. Let me try to answer that in a little bit. Let me answer this dump thing first. So if you got dumped recently, I've been dumped before, many times. It's an ego thing, like anything else, right? Like there's a part of you that has a story about because you were dumped, you know, that you're less than, or you're not worthy, or you're not deserving, or how could they? There's all these stories that we run. And then instead of actually being with the feeling of feeling dumped and the heartbreak, which sucks, instead of actually just sitting and feeling that and accepting that feeling and being with it, we make up all these reasons for why we're not worthy, or why we suck, or why no one's gonna love us, or why that person's a bitch, or an asshole, or a douchebag, or whatever it is. So realize it's not about that person. They did what they did. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. I experienced heartbreak recently after my marriage, and it sucked. It was horrible. But I sat with it and I processed it, and now I'm okay. Now I can open my heart again because I know I've survived that heartbreak. And if it happens again, well, that's okay. I'm not gonna hold myself back because I'm worried about heartbreak. So if you're not feeling motivated, I don't know. I mean, you're here, you're doing something. Maybe sing along with me and see what, maybe you'll love music, you don't even know it. Maybe you'll love music, you don't even know it yet. Maybe you'll get away from the YouTube and the Reddit texts. Maybe you'll realize that life ain't so bad. And maybe you'll see you don't have to be sad. Just find something that you enjoy. Maybe it's cooking or making toys. I don't know, it could be anything. Maybe you'll go outside today. Maybe you'll find a new way to play. Regardless, I wanna see you shine. I wanna see you shine. Shine. I wanna see you shine. Shine. It just feels so good to yell that. It doesn't matter if it sounds good. Have you ever went through some kind of addiction? Yeah. All kinds of addictions. Social media addictions, drug addictions, relationship addictions. Clothes, what is going on? Oh, it's telling me my battery's low. We don't have too much time left, folks. For now, at least. I've gone through addictions. Yeah, don't beat yourself up if you're having an addiction. We all struggle with something. How can we look at it? You know, the reason I love doing a lot of cold training and breath work and stuff recently, let's start a band. We're in a band. This is the Everybody Band. Do you not know about the Everybody Band? If you don't know, I put out an album last year called You and the Everybody Band, and I love it. It's just like fun music to help you like dance and feel really good and kind of just like, yeah, just kind of be free in that space. So you can check it out, I don't know, on Spotify. I'm just creating, like I'm literally just here making stuff because I feel like maybe it's gonna help somebody feel some kind of connection in this world. So just know, like I have a lot of stuff out there that is literally designed just to help you feel, you know, less alone, right? Pretty cool. I'm gonna cut this in half, I think now. Cut my 2 dough balls in half. There you go, half. Okay, that's pretty good, right? Who's the sourdough people out there? Have you helped me feel connection just now? Oh, I'm glad to hear that. You know, it's like I said, it's this is no longer about me. It's really not. I think I used to have that assumption that love to you. Can you sing in a different language? Buenos dias, mi corazón. Mi corazón es tu familia. Muchas gracias. That's about it. You have a great heart, my friend. Huh? Yeah, I mean, if I do, it's, just to remember that you have a great heart too. We're all together, but thank you. I'll take it. I'm okay with receiving compliments now. I feel confident enough to receive compliments. And apparently to make some semblance of sourdough bread, because that be what I be working on, yo. Know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just want to remind you that life is good. It might not seem good right now, it might seem scary. Thank you. After a day filled with stress and information about coronavirus, it's very relaxing to sit and listen. Yes, thank you. Travel that you haven't been to. Africa, this year my goal is to go to a few places in Africa. Nigeria being number one. But I would love to go to Africa. Oh my God. I mean, Africa is huge. It's funny to say, like, yeah, I want to go to Africa. You're like, there's like a bajillion places in Africa to go. But anyhow, I love that I can just figure this whole sourdough thing out without really knowing what the hell I'm doing. I feel really grateful to get to be on here and doing this with y'all. My hair, because it's been feeling less and less exciting and authentic for me making videos recently. And sometimes it feels good, but a lot of times I'm like, it's just me, but if I get to be here with you, and I'm actually working on creating a big online community right now where people can come together and connect and get away from all the distractions. Because even being on YouTube, there's so many distractions, right? But I want to create a place where people can go, and instead of like feeling more disconnected and feeling like they're stuck in some kind of like loop of, I'm going to do this for a minute and I'm going to do that. Like, I want to create a place where people can actually come together and create some level of connection. And then, you know what, I'm inspired, I'm going to go out and do something now. Not like I'm going to watch more videos and get stuck on like Netflix or something, but I'm going to actually sit there and do something. So that is, just want you to know that's a big piece of what I'm hoping to create in the near future. But it starts with my book. So I'm not going to be on here much longer for the moment, but I'm going to be doing some more live streams. And also know that you are loved. You are freaking epic and awesome. I really, truly hope that you know that. My book is out now. Conversations with Your Best Friend. Click on the link in my YouTube. If you go to Instagram, You Enjoy Life, you can just search for that. The link in my bio has all the information there. So if you have any more, I'm going to stand for a few more minutes. If anybody has any more questions, please ask away. I'm only doing this to create more connection in the world. That's it. Because if we feel alone and separate, every man for himself, everyone for himself, all this stuff, we're just creating more fear. And we can look at fear. Fear is not actually designed to make us small. It's designed to show us how big we can be. My book is you want to see it? Oh, let me show you. This isn't a final copy, but I mean, it's out now, but this is an earlier test copy, but this is the book. Pretty cool, right? You're looking thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. I love oatmeal. So the book, please go check it out as my birthday gift to you. I know you're from the Philly area and UD alum. Two things we have in common. Where'd you grow up? Oh, that's cool. Dylan. Well, UD. What up, UD? I grew up outside of Villanova, kind of by Villanova, Radnor. On my way to buy it right now. Sweet, dig the art cover. Consider the book bought. Oh, thank you. You guys are the best. I'm so happy for you to read it because I think it's going to make a lot of sense of things. And the book is, in some ways, it can be a really challenging thing. We're all confused and worried. It's great that you're cheering. So yeah, it's like there's always the silver lining. I mean, I feel grateful for. Here's the thing. I feel really privileged and grateful for where I am. I mean, for Lord, this is my backyard. I mean, it's ridiculous. But instead of just sitting with this and feeling guilty that I have this or whatever, like how can I share with other people and remember that life is not bad, that things are good, things are looking up. So again, it's taken me a long time to get here, but I wanted to show you that there's hope. And the only investment that you should ever really invest in is yourself. You can stock market and there's all smart investments and this and that, and you can do whatever you want, but first, figure out who you are. And that's like the basis of my book. Number one piece is to discover who you are. How to live a life from truth. How to truly live in flow with yourself. Because when you do that, amazing things happen. What am I cooking? So I actually made 3 dough balls, 2 sourdough balls, and 1 for pizza, because I'm gonna do a little birthday pizza later. And this is all sourdough. I've been making my sourdough starter. If you want to learn more about sourdough, don't learn from me. I would say learn from my brother. If you guys don't know, I have a brother. His name's Michael, and he's like a super famous YouTuber. It's crazy, man. He's got like 1.6 million subscribers. Shit is tight. But he's really good at fermenting and sourdough and stuff. And I could joke and say I taught him everything he knows, but dude knows what's up. And he's been helping me out with his sourdough stuff. He actually has a great sourdough course online, Sourdough U, that he just gifted me for my birthday today. Have you guys heard of my brother? He's famous, man. That's crazy. Okay, so I have my little pizza dough ball here. Feeling good about that. That's probably a good sign that, oh yeah, Mike and I are great. Things took some time to repair, you know. We had to choose business for a while over brotherhood, but now we're back. It's pretty good. But my mom just called. I'm drinking Corona. Not really a drinker, although I did buy some really nice beers today just for fun. But I gotta go. I love you guys very much. Please check out my book, Conversations with Your Best Friend. The best way to find out about it is to go on go on Instagram, You Enjoy Life. Wait, let me just see. I'm paraplegic. I feel society used disable people to get inspiration. I saw a poster of a wheelchair guy saying, if I can do it, you can do it. And it makes me feel bad if I'm sad and don't live up to my inspiration. Don't worry about what other people say. What do you feel? What do you want to do? You know, if you're worried, if you're living in fear, just know that anything is possible, and we're all here for a very specific reason. It's just about aligning with that, discovering who you are. So yes, go check out my book. It will help make so much sense of so many things. The paperback copy will be out on Amazon tonight or tomorrow. Check back for that. Follow me on Instagram to get like more live updates about that stuff, but I'm gonna be doing one of these live streams. That's freaking great. I love you guys so much. Life so good. You're the best. Peace.